Maven Nation, we won't create a more balanced lifestyle by wishing for it. We must be intentional to demand it. I invite you to move away from burnout, to move away from delaying your self-care and feeling guilty when you rest. Let's embark on a journey where holistic care, confidence building, and leadership unite. Maven, you are CPR, capable, prepared, and ready. Now, let's create success with sameness. Hey, Maven Nation, it's Maven Miara, and welcome back to another episode of Success with Sameness. This episode, I'm going to be sharing with you ways that you can use to cultivate a savvy network using the art of relationship building. And I know you might be saying, why are you making it sound so fancy, Myra? It's really not being fancy, it's being intentional. So I will say that over my career. So let's look back at my 27-year oil and gas career as a energy trader, etc. So much of my movement, growth, promotion in that career was through being connected to people, the art of relationship building. Um, I know when I was getting laid off, which ended that career, I looked back and realized that I had never used a resume. I worked at 4 different companies in that 27-year career. I had not used a resume to get any of those jobs, not a single one. I went to look for my resume to edit it, rebuild it, whatever it was going to look like for me looking for a job after my layoff. And I didn't have one. I did not have one because I lost it. I didn't have one. And really, so much of that was from relationship building. When it was time for me to go, when I went to the next job or the next company, someone that I had built a relationship with came and got me. We'd like to talk to you or take you to lunch about this other opportunity. That's how it happened. Now, I'm not saying that's the only way, of course, it happens. But for me, that's how it happens. So let's talk about 3 ways that you can really focus in on using the art of relationship building to grow your own personal network. And the first one is authentic engagement. I think, again, the world of social media, we have a tendency to do the comparison game that, oh, this person's doing it this way. They seem to be gaining followers or have gained followers, and they say they're making millions of dollars. I need to try to be that. I need to replicate that. If that is not your authentic self, then someone that is truly a relationship builder, they're going to snuff that out. They're going to sense that something is a little bit off or not authentic. So I want you to take that pressure off yourself of doing the comparison game and saying, "Oh, I need to try to do it like this person because they seem to be getting success." Well, they could be truly getting success because that's the way that works for them, because they're leading with their authentic self. That's their thing. You can't replicate that. You have your own unique values and characteristics. That's what we need. That's what really helps you connect with someone else, is that you show up as your authentic self. Trust me, it is good enough. Really, if you can't be yourself, then who are you going to be? Imagine all that. I always say, honey, it's enough work for me to just be me. I couldn't imagine how much more work I would have to do to try to learn, remember, and then mimic being someone else. So lean in to your authentic self. Engage in a way that is authentic to you. Now, is everybody going to like it, accept it, be for them? They're not, and that's fine. And if from my perspective, if everybody likes me, everybody wants to be around me, I'm not doing something right, because I am not for everybody. and everybody is not for me. I say that with a smile. Again, I'm not saying that with, this nastiness, like, it's not about that. I am just not created, designed, or nor have the capacity to reach every single person. But there are people that I am created, designed, and have the capacity to connect with. And I want that, and they want that to be the authentic Myra Shaw, AKA Maven Miara. That's the best person that I can be. Your authentic self is the best person you can be. So that's number one. Engage. Use your art of relationship building from your authentic self. That's who we want to show up. The second one is strategic networking. Strategic. I live in Houston, fourth largest city in the nation. There are a lot of things, events to go to be invited to, all of the things. I cannot be, nor do I desire to be at everything, at a lot of things, okay? Selective things. But I'm strategic about where I'm going to be. And if you are a leader, an emerging leader, a business founder, entrepreneur, you should want, when you've got to say, well, how am I going to be strategic? Think about, are the people you as a corporate professional leader, are the people you want to connect with going to be at that networking event or that event as a business founder or entrepreneur? Or is your ideal audience or someone that you want to connect with, collaborate, going to be not necessarily maybe a specific person, but that ideal category of people? Are they going to be at that event, conference, luncheon, whatever it is? That's a top way to strategically decide what you're going to give your energy to. Are the people I want to engage with, collaborate with, learn from, be around, my ideal client, going to be in that space? If so, that's something that I can at least consider being a part of. So, strategic networking. And for those of you that say, oh, Myra, oh, I hate networking. I'm an introvert. I'm really shy. Here's what I tell you to do. Practice your introduction. If you go to an event, someone's going to say, oh, hi, my name is Myra. What do you do? Practice it. Know it in your head. No one's going to know that you stood in the mirror for an hour practicing before you left, but it builds your confidence. When someone says, hi, I'm Myra and I am the CEO of Myra Shaw Enterprises. What about you? You don't have to stumble and, oh, well, you've practiced. You know how to at least get your introduction out without feeling like you've never said it before, or you don't have any confidence in it. Okay. So if you're that person, networking events make you nervous, you're a bit shy, all these things, practice. At least have your introduction down, that you can say it with confidence, that you can say it in a tone where someone can take it in and say, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Well, tell me a little bit more about your business, or tell me a little bit about the work you've done in your corporate role, all of those things. So if you're uncomfortable with networking, that's not an excuse not to network. That means you need to do a little bit of prep work and practice at least your introduction and have that down. The third one is nurture those relationships. I use the phrase of make sure you're making deposits into relationships before you need to make a withdrawal. Okay. So let's use, for example, let's say you're in the corporate space and you want to get promoted. You're looking at this role and you think you do better by having a sponsor, someone that can speak for you in rooms where you're not there to speak for yourself. So you will identify, okay, this person is the person that I think would be a great sponsor for me. Okay. They don't know you, you don't know them, other than you've identified them. Maybe you reach out via email and ask for a coffee or take that personal lunch or a 20-minute virtual chat, whatever that looks like. Okay. So let's say it's a 20-minute virtual chat or a coffee. Follow up with, thank you for your time. Here's a few things that I took away from our conversation. Here are my next steps. You're nurturing that relationship. Now, you've covered that. Maybe you just send that person a thank you email, or drop them a card in the mail, or send them a digital coffee card. Whatever it is, those little things are nurturing that relationship. So they didn't just hear from you the one time, and the next time they hear from you, you're like, can you do this thing for me? They've heard from you in a few small ways. It doesn't have to be anything overwhelming. You don't have to send them a gift card for $500. Just small things to let the person know, I appreciate your time. This is a relationship that I'm willing to make some investment in and cultivate, so that when you then get ready or need to make a withdrawal or make an ask, that person's not like, now who is this person again? You've done a little bit of work for nurturing that relationship. Okay. So again, those three areas: authentic engagement, be you. That's the best version of yourself. Strategic networking, even if you're shy, practice that introduction, and then nurture those relationships so that you're not just trying to make withdrawals and you haven't made any deposits into those relationships. So I hope that helps you in really using the art of relationship building for you to create a savvy network that can depend on you, and you can also depend on them. So until next time, Maven, keep doing your BAM thing. Maven, thank you for tuning in. To accelerate your journey of success with saneness, download our free video series at myrashaw.com/3moves. That's the number 3 moves. It's 3 easy videos offering practical steps for your growth. Make sure to stay connected by joining our email list and leave us a review and a 5-star rating if you feel it's worthy over on Apple Podcasts. You'll find all of these links in the show notes. Again, thank you for listening, Maven, and be sure and join us for the next episode, where we will continue our journey of creating success with saneness.